And a very good morning, everyone, and welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here in Collinsville, our home away from home for the next 3 days as we bring you this 37th annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic here at Collinsville High School. And after a year off, we are very happy to be back in the confines of Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium at the end of December. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the K-Hawk Sports Network as we get you set for this contest and this tournament. Game number 1 will be coming your way here in mere moments as we feature the Belleville East Lancers taking on the Madison Trojans. And again, I am Todd Duke. We welcome in Zach Roseman, who has been hanging out and watching this tournament for a few years there now, Zach. And just want to remind everybody that the defending champions of this tournament are your very own Collinsville K-Hawks. I know that some people might forget that because it seems like so long ago.
Well, I mean, really it was. I mean, it's been, 2 years, and it's one of those things that you don't really think about, but it wasn't that long after this 2019 edition of this tournament that the COVID pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And here we are now, almost 2 years later, and we're still fighting with it, so.
Yeah, it's not a pretty thing, and Collinsville, they'll be taking on a team from Alaska. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say nobody from Alaska has ever participated in this tournament. So that's going to be a first, and they had to move that game because Wasilla had some problems getting out of their home state of Alaska. Well, I don't think they have many problems getting out of their state, but they were stranded in Seattle last night due to a snowstorm out there, and they are still at this moment on their way here. So all kinds of different wrinkles to throw in. Okay, so Belleville East takes on Madison in the first game. Second game at 10:30 is MacArthur out of Decatur High School taking on Edwardsville. The 1 o'clock game is Quincy and Altoff. The 2:30 game, that's game 4 of your day, is Lincoln taking on Alton. Game 5 is at 4 o'clock, and that features the only other team not in the state of Illinois, and that is Oakville, Missouri taking on Mundelein. The 6:30 game was to be Collinsville versus Wasilla, but that has been switched out with the O'Fallon Triad game. So 6:30 you'll have O'Fallon and Triad. The 8 o'clock game will feature Collinsville and Wasilla, Alaska. And then the nightcap will have Rockford East taking on Granite City. So let's talk about this for a little bit. We're going to take a look at the bracket, and we're going to break things down and give you our thoughts on who may be coming out champions here. We're going to do that in just a little bit as the pregame show continues here on day number 1 here on the K-Hawk Sports.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach. Whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues, we have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud K-Hawk alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Just because you can cut your own hair doesn't mean you should. The Shop, a great place in Collinsville for men and boys haircuts, is where you should take your hair. The shop is owned and operated by Collinsville High School graduates Danny Kress and Jody Neiman, and is located at 103 South Seminary Street in Uptown Collinsville. The shop isn't just another place to get a haircut, as Danny and Jody take great joy in getting to know their clients and look forward to turning those clients into friends. When you sit in a stylish chair at the shop, Jody and Danny pride themselves on getting to know you well enough to say, "The usual?" So, men and boys, if you're tired of the same old cookie-cutter approach to haircuts, check out Danny and Jody at the shop. You may just walk out with not only a fantastic cut, but you may also walk out with a friend. Or two. The shop in Collinsville, 618-772-7175. No appointment necessary. The shop, 103 South Seminary in Uptown Collinsville. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Extreme Details, owned and operated by former K-Hawk Jay Merkel. Jay and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or an RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, and they vacuum every vehicle regardless of what package you choose. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 977-1224 or visit Extreme Details at 936 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details. Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former K-Hawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010. Todd Duke, Zach Roseman back with you from Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. And for those of you settling in for a long day of basketball, well, your day just got a little bit longer because the Madison Trojans are not here yet. They are the Trojans, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. They are not here yet, so we're going to have a little bit of a delay in this first game. We are told that they are on their way, so we will have basketball here at some point. We just don't know exactly when. So now it is our job to kind of fill in some more space and time that we didn't normally have here coming into this tournament. All right, so we mentioned the games in hand for today, and here's how it kind of breaks down when you're talking about the top half of the bracket and the bottom half of the bracket. The top half, you have Belleville, East Madison, Decatur, MacArthur, Edwardsville, Quincy, Altoff, Lincoln, and Alton. The bottom half of the bracket, you have Oakville, Mundelein, Collinsville, Wasilla, Triad, Rockford East, and Granite City. So one team from the top half of the bracket and one team from the bottom half of the bracket is going to meet in the championship game Wednesday night at 7:30. Who do you think that those two teams will be? And we'll begin with Mr. Zach Roseman. Who is your pick from the top bracket? You haven't thought about this at all? Am I catching you off guard or something?
No, not a. It's difficult. It's not. Unlike some other years, there really isn't a clear-cut favorite. I mean, I think Belleville East have a shot. I think Decatur MacArthur have a shot. I think Quincy have a shot. I think Lincoln have a shot. I think Collinsville have a shot. I think O'Fallon have a shot. I mean, there's probably 6 or 7 teams that really have a legitimate shot at winning this tournament.
All right, well, you named off Collinsville and O'Fallon. They were the bottom half of the bracket. We were just trying to concentrate on the top half of the bracket first there, sir. All right, so Belleville East, you know, they've had a really, an excellent year this year. They're 8-1, and we've already seen them play Collinsville once, and things didn't go Collinsville's way, and I tell you what, I really like the way Belleville East looked at the first and only time I've seen them this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely a good team. I mean, Jordan Pickett very well could be the best player in the tournament, and he's got a pretty good supporting cast around him, and Jeff Creek's a pretty darn good coach, so they're definitely a team that could win it.
On the bottom half of the bracket, we already know a little bit about O'Fallon because Collinsville has already played them as well, and when we played the O'Fallon Panthers, they were ranked number 11 in the state of Illinois, and Collinsville handed the O'Fallon Panthers their first loss. So there is a distinct possibility that Collinsville and O'Fallon could be meeting up in the semifinal of the bottom half of that bracket, and we can see who goes from there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Collinsville were able to beat O'Fallon when they played in normal Southwestern Conference setting earlier this year, and one of those things that I've always kind of noticed is that with Collinsville and O'Fallon, each team typically doesn't play very well in the other team's gym. I don't know why, but it just seems like O'Fallon don't typically play very well here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, and it seems like Collinsville doesn't play all that well in the Panther Dome. So I don't know if that'll play a factor. Both teams definitely have some talent. We've seen that. We've seen O'Fallon. We've seen plenty of Collinsville. So definitely a very interesting set of matchups that we'll have all through the 3 days of the tournament.
Yeah, if Collinsville can get past Wasilla in their first game and O'Fallon gets past Triad, then that meeting is almost a foregone conclusion, maybe. But here's the thing. We don't know enough about the teams not from this area because we have not had the opportunity to see them play this year. We've seen Granite City play. We have seen O'Fallon play. Obviously, we've seen Collinsville play. We've seen Altoff play around here, Edwardsville, Belleville East, Madison. But the outliers are you don't know what kind of a team Rockford East is going to bring. What kind of a team are they? What kind of a team is Lincoln this year? Lincoln is usually a very solid team, but from the looks of their record, they're having a little bits of struggles this year.
I mean, they're 9-0. I mean, it's definitely a new look team as compared to the past couple of years. There's been a fair bit of turnover, but they actually had to take about a week off. I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, as they, like several other teams, had to fight off COVID. But it seems like they're all healthy, and it seems like they're ready to go. And we know that Coach Alexander will have his team very much prepared.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And they did get shut down from COVID. I remember Coach Smith telling me that when I was at Belleville East doing one of the games out there, that they were shut down at that point and they were due to be lifted from their COVID restriction just in time for this tournament. So
yeah, I think they got 2 games in after their break. They played I think they played Jacksonville and Chatham Glenwood, and they were able to win both of those games. And so, I mean, there's definitely, I don't think Lincoln have ever been. Lincoln are one of those teams that are always good. Another team that, maybe could be a little bit of an underdog, sleeper, whatever term you want to use, is maybe
Black Horse, the Dark Horse.
Yeah, maybe Madison. I mean, obviously they've got a tough first-round matchup against Belleville East, but
yeah, they do.
They're a good team. I mean,
and apparently they're going to be showing up late here, so they're going to come in probably not ready to play right off the bat. They're not going to have a lot of warm-up time, so
we'll see what. Yeah, I mean, it's not a super far. It's not a super far drive, but there's definitely. Belleville East have been here for, pretty much as long as we have. So
yeah,
and that's something that will definitely play a factor. We'll see if Coach Gilbert and the Trojans are able to, get off the bus and be able to get up and play and see how they can do against a good team.
So obviously we're a little behind schedule, as we mentioned, because Madison still has not made it to the gym yet. So obviously we do not have a starting lineup for Madison, so we're going to have to wait for them to get here, and then we're going to have to get all that stuff before we can even get going. So we will take another break. We'll come back. We'll take a closer look at this game between Belleville East and Madison and hope that in the interim they show up. So we'll be back in just a moment here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a K-Hawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' K-Hawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call on someone who's invested in your success. In Collinsville, that person is Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor. Jason Regg will work to build a complete picture of your financial life, including your unique goals and passions. Jason Regg of your Collinsville Edward Jones office plays a big part in the community and the Collinsville Unit 10 School District with his K-Hawk Educator of the Month award. To take care of the things along the path of you and your family's financial journey, call Jason Regg at the Collinsville Edward Jones office at 618-344-0252. Edward Jones, member SIPC. The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and just visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the industry. And the food, all created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials for both inside diners as well as offering curbside pickup specials and family-size specials. And don't forget to take home a bottle or a growler of beers brewed on site at Old Herald Brewery and Distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or give them a call at 855-8027. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville K-Hawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a K-Hawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. And those young men walking across the floor right now, those would be your Madison Trojans. So the opposing team has finally made it here, and we will begin with a little basketball action here momentarily. They're going to have to get a little bit of time to get the creakiness out of the knees after sitting on the bus for a little bit. So we're glad that they have finally shown up, and we can move on with our proceedings here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Belleville East, they're the Lancers. They are making their 34th appearance here in this Collinsville tournament that is now sponsored by Prairie Farms. Past days sponsored by Schnucks. Before they sponsored it, it was just called the Collinsville Holiday Classic. 34th time for Belleville East. They have two titles. They won in 2005 and in 2010, and they are, of course, part of the Southwestern Conference. Their head coach is Jeff Creek. He is in his fifth year, and he brings with him a 59-53 record. He has his team at 8-1 on the year and 3-0 in Southwestern Conference play. And Jeff Creek and his Belleville East Lancers are averaging a whopping 64.1 points per game scored, and on the other end, they are giving up almost 50 at 49.6. Madison Trojans, they are making their 15th appearance in this tournament and are looking for their first ever trophy here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. They are coached by Philip Gilbert. He is in his second year, and he is 10-12 after the shortened season last year due to the COVID lockdown, if you will. Actually, I always keep on saying last year. It was last season, but it was still this year. February and March of 2021 is all that the basketball teams got in during the COVID shutdown. Philip Gilbert has his Trojans at an 8-2 record this year. They are averaging 55.2 points per game. So they are about, 9 points under what Belleville East comes in. But these teams are pretty much even on the defensive side. Told you Belleville East allowing 49.6 and Madison allowing around 48 per game. So Mr. Zach Roseman, this should be a pretty good matchup here, actually.
Yeah. Madison are really a quite highly ranked team in 1A, and I mean, we've seen Belleville East. We know the kind of talent they have. I mean, I don't know a ton about the specific personnel of Madison, but they've got a pretty good record. I think their only losses came in their Thanksgiving tournament. I think they lost to Moline, who are a pretty good team, and then I'm not positive as to who their other loss was, but to be 8-2, and they always play a pretty tough schedule, and for one of the for the smallest school in the tournament, they play a good brand of basketball.
Let's talk about some of the team leaders here for. Hey, we have a buzzer. That means we're getting closer for these two teams. D'Angelo Indlow is the leader in points for Madison, coming in scoring 112, averages 12.4 a game. And Jordan Pickett, we've already heard about him, 185 points on the year, averaging 23.1. So we have a couple of guys who can score some points in this game.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of, there's definitely a good mix of teams, Yeah, Madison with some new uniforms, actually. Let's see, nice black and green, and Belleville East in their typical blue and white. So, yeah.
Okay. I already have. I knew it was going to happen. I knew there would be numbers that wouldn't go along with anything. Cameron Trammell. We'll have to go as we go along here. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to take a break. National Anthem is coming your way, and then right after that, we will have some basketball action for you. That'll be coming up in mere moments here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see where it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene with Visionary Wealth Advisors at his new Collinsville office located at 106 North Clinton, or call Brad at 618-467-8420. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium on Main Street in Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz. And classic rock, it's always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl by the hundreds, plus new releases by new artists as well as reissues by classic artists. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's Record Emporium. There, you can test out all the latest in audio gear, from top-of-the-line speakers to the latest in new turntables.
We apologize to Rich's Record Emporium. We will, oh man, sir. As soon as the game gets going, I'm going to have problems with the video. Isn't that nice? Oh boy.
All right.
We are underway. Man, I tell you what.
Well, I don't know how much you all can see, but Belleville East control the opening tip. And they're going to have a ball. Now we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Madison.
All right, folks. Apologies. We're going to have to shut down and bring it back up because you're not going to want to watch that. So we'll be back in a moment.